Okay, so it seems like there's been a little bit of a situation going on with Mitchi. Now, if you don't know, Mitchi, has been doing great ever since the last time we talked about her with the VTuber situation. But essentially, she's put out a warning to a couple of fans who obviously have been going a little bit too far with some stuff, which is something that we see happen quite often with a lot of VTubers. We saw it in the past with stuff like Shoto and Vox, right? To the point where obviously the two aren't friends anymore. And, Shoto even made a short talking about it, essentially saying that many of like the Niji sisters and stuff were trying to get involved in their kind of like relationship, whatever, and they were constantly obviously shipping them, and people took it too far, took it too seriously, and that obviously then kind of harmed them, and in a way where they didn't really want to interact and stuff, which obviously can get pretty bad, right? But it seems like this time, obviously, Michi has actually talked about it. Actually, was alerted to it over this right here, saying shipping situation between Numi and Michi, drama overblown, and obviously, yeah, I went to go find the clip, and this is the clip that I found, obviously talking about essentially warning people of going a little bit too far whenever it comes to shipping, and I do think they are 100% correct in terms of what they're saying, and how it can actually go too far. So let's take a look, and then obviously we will talk about it.
I know that the purple Yuri ship is a thing. I'm not stupid, and I get it because Numi matters a lot to me. But I'm not saying like completely no. It's not that. But I have realized that the purple Yuri ship recently has been going really a little bit much. Like it's been a lot, and I think the normal ship stuff is fine. I love the art. I love a lot of things. It's not like an issue per se, but there are people that are kind of like you guys go to other people's streams and be like, hey, don't talk to Numi that way because Michi will be mad at you. Let's not do that because by the end of the day,
here, I'll put it in TTS.
Thank you.
Stop being fucking weird about purple Yuri. Thanks for attending our TED Talk.
There you go. That's me put it. By the end of the day, it had to be Pharaoh that put his foot down and not me. Can you tell that I can do this? Either way, I just want to tell you guys, we are our own people. Outside of the ship, we are our own people. Like, I love Numi. Numi is great, but Numi is Numi. I am myself. So, please don't start telling our friends that we hate them or start to tell, other, like, you know what I mean? Like, don't be like, hey, haha, everything is purple Yuri. Like, if I bring it up or if Numi brings it up, that's valid. But if it's like unprompted out of nowhere in a like policey way, let's not do that. And let's not spread rumors because Numi matters a lot to me. By the end of the day, we are our own people, right? Like, Numi is Numi. And she has a lot of amazing things. Like, she is a singer, content creator. She is super funny and she is herself. She's not just the addition to purple Yuri. Same with me. So let's not be too weird about it. The mods will be a little bit more careful about it just because recently it's I'm gonna be real. The reason I be realizing this because I was talking to Numi about it, and Numi's like, oh, I realized this before.
How do we get this message to all the random clip watchers that spill into Twitch streams?
It's okay. I hope this gets clipped, but basically with the whole Numi thing, right? I'm not saying it's like, oh, purple Yuri's no. It's not that. It's like I'm okay with the jokes and all that stuff, but when people take it a bit too seriously, it's like, oh, like I realize it's not just Bao. That's I don't want to like out their names because I don't know if they're comfortable with me outing their names, but it's not just Bao that have experienced people being upset at them.
Addendum to my previous statement.
So yeah, obviously, as you guys can see, she kind of goes into it a little bit. And yeah, if you don't know, obviously Michi and Numi have a pretty big kind of, I guess, relationship over on like clips and stuff, right? There's a lot of things, obviously people saying purple Yuri and stuff like that, and which she says that she has zero issue with, and obviously, yeah, doesn't have any problem with people doing that. It's more the people that are going into other people's chats and talking to other people, whenever it comes to Numi or even Michi on other people's streams and saying that they can't do something or talk a certain way or whatever to one another because the other one will be mad, which again just isn't, that's just not normal. I think obviously people should just let them do what they want. They're their own people, and yeah, I do honestly think that this is a good way to approach it. Obviously, she mentions Bao there. Apparently, Bao has been receiving quite a bit of stuff from that, and there's been some other people as well who they've been like collaborating with and stuff. And obviously, yeah, they either like talk in a certain way or something, which makes someone think, oh, you know, this isn't very, like the purple Yuri stuff that is going on. And then they go and tell them that you're not allowed to speak this way to Numi or to Michi or whatever, which obviously, yeah, is extremely parasocial to be telling them what they can and can't do, especially in other chats, and also going after the other streamer, right? Because a lot of the time it isn't even them telling off like Numi or Michi for that, it's them trying to go after the streamer or the VTuber or the creator or whatever who is talking to them, and they either like attack them or they, gonna get mad. And again, it's completely unhinged, it's weird, and obviously a lot of people are unhappy about it, including obviously, yeah, Mitchi and our mods and stuff are very, very unhappy that, people are going into other people's chats and especially, spreading a lot of hate and stuff, which again, obviously is not the right way to do it. And as she said, she has no problem with the clips and stuff that come up between them and all the shipping and stuff that actually goes on. She likes a lot of the fan art and things that happen. But obviously, yeah, whenever it starts to go into other people's chats and whenever they start to invade other people's chats with messages like, you can't do this, you can't do that, or stop doing this, stop doing that, you can't hang out with these people, you can't do that. Obviously, then, yeah, as she said, it starts to get a little bit policey, and that's whenever it starts to get extremely weird. And as I said, there's been many cases in VTubing of this happening. This is not the first time that this has ever happened. But again, you can, see how uncomfortable it makes Michi, and I'm assuming it makes Numi as well, as she's essentially speaking for both of them there. But yeah, it does get very, very awkward, especially whenever a lot of these people have nothing to do with the ship, like people like Bao and stuff, they're literally just interacting with them on a stream, and then all of a sudden they've got messages saying like, hey, leave Numi alone or leave Michi alone, right? Because they're the other persons, which I think is extremely weird. And it's just like, okay, you got to find something else better to do than going after these streamers just because they interacted with another streamer that is like being shipped with another person, right? Obviously, there's a lot of people as well saying, can someone explain it? And, this is what I saw from the, message here saying, can people explain it? It reeks of clickbaiting and stuff like that, which again, I don't think it like really is clickbaiting. It is a actual warning to people. They're saying the call out from Michi was to shippers who take things too seriously. In this clip, she said some had gone to a Bao stream and made her feel like she was genuinely upset. Michi, which made Bao feel sad. She reminded people that if she's actually upset about something, that she wouldn't talk about it on stream, and said that she's fine with the shippers as long as they don't take things too far. And obviously people said basically there are a couple, those are mostly clickbaits or going along with the joke. Purple Yuri is real, so there is no drama there. I don't think there is any drama. There's no like drama between VTubers. It is essentially just a warning to some of the more parasocial fans that are in the community that are spreading this kind of stuff to essentially stop. Else obviously they're going to take action, like banning them from chats and things, because I'm sure, for example, like Bao and all these other people that they interact with, they're in contact with the moderators and Bao herself, right, to remove them and cross-ban them across chats, right, if people are doing this kind of behavior. So I think it is more of a warning to these people, like, hey, cut it out, stop doing this kind of stuff because you're making other VTubers feel bad. Else, yeah, they will get banned or they will get removed, their comments deleted or whatever, which is probably the last thing that they want to happen, right? People said the simple answer is that shipping should be for fun. If someone starts to take it seriously in any capacity whatsoever, they need to go screw themselves and take their meds, which, yeah, I do think is true. Obviously, people said people being weird, as to be expected with the shipping / Yuri fandom. They're going around literally making everything about Purple Yuri. They go into another streamer's chat and they want them to focus on Purple Yuri. Michi fears that other streamers might get annoyed by it, which, yeah, I do think is true. I think that was also another factor in it. Not just people harassing people that are interacting with these streamers, but also at the same time, people coming into chats and trying to take over another VTuber stream by talking about Michi and Numi and Purple Yuri and all that kind of stuff, right? And essentially kind of, yeah, hijacking the stream in terms of the conversation and trying to lead them down into that kind of route, which also, yeah, is something that Michi clearly doesn't want, right? Because again, it can be very annoying for a streamer, and it doesn't look good for the streamer themselves if their obviously fan base is going ahead and trying to spread this and constantly trying to make them talk about this one topic, which again has nothing to do with them and kind of, yeah, really doesn't affect them whatsoever, right? So again, I do think it is very weird, and obviously hopefully these people do stop doing what they've been doing, especially over in Bao's chat and stuff like that. But again, I think a lot of people trying to downplay it and saying like, there's nothing here, like it's not a good or bad, it's not a bad thing or whatever. It is a bad thing. It's a very bad thing, and I'm glad that obviously Mitchi has talked about it, because again, obviously, if she didn't talk about it, then this situation would have just continued, and it would have been pretty bad. But hopefully, this sorts out a lot of the kind of weird chatters and people that have been doing this, and we will see, if some people get banned in the future due to this. But also, she was saying there, for example, like, people were saying, I hope that people do clip this, because obviously the clippers, some people only watch videos through clips and through stuff like this rather than the actual stream itself. So hopefully a lot of people do see it through the clips as well. That essentially, they're not very comfortable with people going into other people's chats and spreading this kind of stuff, which again is just a little bit weird and parasocial, right? But yeah, that's essentially everything to do with the situation. Just kind of wanted to keep you guys up to date with everything that was going on, because again, I thought it was pretty interesting. And if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also go to GameSubs, use my code Kazoo, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.